Hi, I'm Matt Stansbury, Program Director for Uptime Institute Symposium 2012. I'm here today with Carl Brooks, Research Analyst with Tier 1 that covers infrastructure and cloud. And Carl's going to be talking to us about his symposium topic, which is the cloud going to take your job? And if so, what do you do about it? So, Carl, thanks for being on today.
No problem. And if the question is the cloud going to take your job, the answer is no. But on the other hand, your job, if you're a CIO or you're in IT, your job is probably changing pretty rapidly. You're going to be asked to do more with less, as usual. It's just that that's happening at a scale we haven't seen before. Cloud computing doesn't necessarily take away staff. Your staff has already probably been cut. I'm guessing most of you have started or been through consolidation on some level. Your IT budgets, from all the data that we have, is flat. Although there is some movement here and there when you talk about actually buying cloud computing services, they're starting to gradually become a normal part of the enterprise. Most of you probably deal with at least one external web application service, like, say, Salesforce.com, or you could be using a hosted exchange, and most enterprises also have a variety of different service providers that they use already. So a lot of this is normal. It's just a question of adjusting to what the capabilities of what cloud has to offer and what it's, the changes it's making in both in the marketplace and in the IT job. The takeaway here is really, as it always has been for IT, is keep on top of the market, keep on top of what's out there, and, keep on top of your skills for sure.
What are those skills right now? I mean, what do you need to be able to do in the kind of the new kind of services world?
So mostly what you have to do is you have to focus on learning how to deliver IT as a service, as an understandable, consumable good, just as we're consuming IT in our personal lives. One of the things one of the things I'll be talking about here is some of the data that we collect. We do comprehensive surveys of CIOs and IT folks at a variety of different business scales and sizes, and so we'll be presenting some of that data to show the trends on what people are buying in terms of services, what staffing and budget allocations are looking like, and where that's shifting around. As I said, mostly these things aren't changing. You are going to remain woefully under budget and understaffed. You are just going to be expected to do more. So, like I said, everything sucks. Everything's normal. It's just that now we're going to be using more cloud-type services than ever before. And the scale at which that is happening is changing is faster than it has been too.
Right. So what about contracting or some kind of negotiations? Understanding that side of it, are the average IT people in the street going to be in that role? Managing SLAs and availability?
Yeah, I mean, this is really, they will be, and this is going to be a larger part of your job because this speaks towards understanding service delivery as opposed to understanding operations per se. More and more, the actual electricity being turned into bits and the bandwidth and the servers and the power supplies, these are going to get pushed out. They're going to get pushed out to service providers with every stripe. Everyone from cloud providers to managed hosting and dedicated to, even your telcos getting in on the act. That's part of the trend of cloud computing. So a bigger part of the job becomes understanding how to negotiate these contracts, negotiate these service levels, understand exactly what they mean and what they don't mean. And again, it's just part of this shift between, this overall shift in the job, in the IT guy's life, from shifting from keeping the lights on to, keeping track of who's keeping the lights on, as it were.
Huh. One more question. We talked a little bit about the push-pull, right? So the users are demanding certain things in the cloud. Are there things that on the IT folks should be thinking about pushing to the cloud that they shouldn't be hanging on to?
Yeah, there are. There are a few big ones, and these are places where you should be actively looking to see responsibility shift. One of them is data storage, data protection, data backup. If you're not using the cloud for some kind of data storage or backup capability, it's worthwhile to take a very long, hard look at that. Cloud storage, if you look at something like Amazon S3, it's more reliable and more accessible than almost any other form of storage out there, and that's not an exaggeration. It's quite amazing what the service has been able to do over the last 5 years, and because of that reliability and because of its availability, it can be a place where you can actually look to knock a significant amount of portion of your budget out. If you have a traditional DR plan, you might look at what that might cost to replicate on Amazon, and then you might want to go and break the news gently to your DR supplier that they need to be in a new line of business. Another place where IT can actually be looking to push things to the users is they can actually be looking to make users more mobile and more connected. One of the ways you get better control, for lack of a better word, over your users is offer them things that you think they'll want, and if they take to it, you'll know where they are. If you have a good SharePoint organization and you have good control over that infrastructure and you keep it managed and up to date and you push that out and you say, hey people, put it on your iPad, put it on your phone, put it on your laptop, do it at home. As long as they're using your SharePoint and not going off, and using somebody else's or, futzing around on Google Docs or what have you, you know where they are. And so that's one way to maintain control is just, get buffed out, provide a superb version of an online service people are probably going to want.
That's great. Well, thanks, Carl. I appreciate taking the time today.
No problem.
And we'll have Carl presenting at Uptime Institute Symposium, Digital Infrastructure Convergence, and it's going to be May 14th through 17th, 2012, at the Santa Clara Convention Center. See you there.